Welcome to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to have a look at Algorand. Let's get into the price action and see what's going on. Okay, so the primary count I'm still following is looking for this as a fourth wave and looking for the fifth wave to the downside. Now, what I'm looking for is a target of this 1378 to this 1085 area. So this is a potential zone that we could look for this fifth wave to come down to if we are looking at it in this way. Now, we have discussed a few things and we will go over them again within the video. The potential of a diagonal here, also that possibility of a flat. So what I'm going to talk about is this move to the downside here and what I'd be looking for continuation, looking for this to be normal fifth wave within here. So what we'd be looking for is basically to see extension within this move. If we're looking at this as a fifth, we haven't reached the target areas that we would typically be looking for, though, which would be this 1076. Now, if we are looking at this, we'd argue that we have 1, 2 here, looking for this as a bigger third, fourth, and a fifth. Now, I did say that because of how small this is at the top end here, it is possible that this could also still be part of this previous corrective structure here. So what we'd have to look out for is if we did actually get a move down here towards this 998 to this 0886, what we could then find is we could still see an additional fourth and a fifth, but we haven't hit those targets yet, so we need to just be mindful of that. Now, the other way that this could be is that we could be forming something like a diagonal here, so we're going to go over that in a second. But what we were talking about was the possibility here that we were actually looking at this end piece here as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, we're talking about that possibility we could have had a low in place here, and we made this move to the upside, but we've actually come down and taken this low again. So this means that this is potentially doing what we also talked about here, which was we could actually be extending out here, where we still have continuation to go down here, and that potentially we are still within this next wave here, within this fifth wave. It's possible that this could be still within the third wave. We're going to have to see exactly how the waves develop, but ideally what I'd like to be seeing here is actually this to be extending in the fifth wave. It's not as common as the third, but it can happen sometimes. So what I'm looking for here is the possibility that we are extending in that fifth wave. And what we'd be looking for is the possibility of this as a 1, 2, another 1, 2 here. This is a 3, 4, looking for this as a fifth, and then we're going to have some additional waves to come. Now, the way I'm currently looking at this move, if we come into here on the shorter time frame, is I'm treating this as a 1 and a 2. We've come down and we've hit that 1.618 area now. Now, what we need to see is evidence of this fourth wave. So this fourth wave could move anywhere up from this 1573 to this 1534. A three-wave move up into this zone would indicate that we were going to see this additional fifth wave, which could look to push us here towards this 1488 to this 1468 region. Now, if we did get a 5-wave move down into this low here, what I'd be looking for then would be an additional fourth and a fifth. So this could actually look to push us down towards this lower range here of this 1460 to this 1432. Now, if we did get a push down here, what we'd have to be careful of is the possibility of still having this additional 1, 2 here, which would mean that we could actually see continuation to the upside in this bigger wave 3. So this actually, sorry, it would be from further back here. This is a 1, 2. So if we did break down here, we need to be careful that we could see this additional fourth and a fifth to this 1417 to this 1366. So this is what we're looking out for here. Now, there are more bearish alternatives here, which we could also argue that this is 1, 2, this is 1, 2 here, and we're actually breaking down deeper. And what we'd be expecting then, if this was actually a 1, 2 here instead, and we actually still haven't finished completing this as a bigger third wave, what we could be looking for is a 1.618 towards this 1348. So if we had to just actually break down directly here to this 1348, it would be more likely that actually this extension is here, where this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then possibly at the top end of this we'd have an additional 1, 2 here. So we'll have to keep an eye on this and see exactly how it progresses. But really, until we start breaking some of these swing highs, the momentum does seem to be to the downside here. So this is what we're looking for that continuation. Now, as a possible target area, like I said, within this count, the typical fifth wave area we're looking for is between this 1378 to this 1085 region. So we have actually taken this low already, so this could technically be looking to find support somewhere within this region. So we need to just keep an eye on that. Now, the other way we were discussing this was possibly looking at this move as a diagonal pattern from further back here, where actually this is wave 1, this is wave 2. We're actually looking to make a wave 3 here, which will be constructed of an A, B, and a C. So if this is the case and we are extending out here to the downside, what this could mean is that upon completion of the C wave, what we could then see is a 3-wave move to the upside. Now, some interesting things that would have to pay attention to here is that we could not cross this 1-to-1 here at this 26.95. What we'd be looking for is this to complete ABC to the downside. Then we'd be looking for a 3-wave move to the upside, failing to actually break back above this 26.95. Now, what I'd be also looking out for here, if we are looking at this potentially as a 4th wave, what we could see is a possibility of actually coming back to the 0.618 of this wave 2. Now, this would be looking at this as a diagonal. I'm looking at it as a contracting one, and what I want to see here is basically this 4th wave fall under this 2695 and then see an additional 3-wave move to the downside for a 5th. So this could mean that we see this complete, get a 3-wave up, another 3-wave down, and then we would have to see exactly where this 4th wave is to get an idea of how long this 5th wave can be. Now, what I'm looking for here is this is an A, this is a B. 1-to-1 is actually here at this 1466, so not too much lower than where we currently are. If we do continue to form an additional 2 4ths and 5ths here, this could actually look to complete this sequence, and then we could actually look for that possibility of a reversal to the upside here for this 4th. So this would be looking for a small push to the upside in a corrective way, then an additional corrective decline for a 5th wave. So this is the one way that we are looking at this. Now, because of the fact that we still don't have good structure here, one of the other things we were talking about in the previous video was the possibility of actually having a flat correction here. Now, this is what I was looking for this possibility of a flat, saying that, you know, if we have this move to the upside and we just have a corrective move to the downside that looks to challenge this 1606 to this 1266 region, we need to just be careful of that possibility that we could see a 5-wave move to the upside. Now, this is a flat because we've actually taken this low point here of this 1597. This makes this an expanding, or it makes it an irregular flat rather. So this can be expanding or running. So the running flat would typically look to target out either this 2397 at a 0.618 or this 3048 at a 1-to-1. But now, because of the fact that we've actually come down here so low, this has actually changed now. So this 2810 to this 2210 would be a typical running flat given our current structure. Now, if we did get a bigger push to the upside, which actually takes this A wave high, what we could then see is rather a potential to move up into this 4144 to this 3259 area. This would tie in with a expanding flat. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. Even if we do get a reversal out of here and we get a 5-wave move to the upside, this doesn't mean that this is a confirmed trend yet. What we need to see is a 3-wave move to the downside, finding support above this low, and then looking for that progression. Obviously, until we start taking some of these swing highs here, we have to just bear in mind that this move can continue to extend out to the downside, and we need to be careful of that fact, particularly with the fact that, you know, when we start forming 5-wave moves like this, if there is extension that's starting to form within here, this means that we could see additional waves here, in which case what this would mean is that effectively all of this would then become 1, 2, all of this would become 3, 4, 5, and then we'd have this as an additional 1, 2, so another 4th and a 5th here, which would look to push us down much lower. So we're going to have to keep an eye on the internals of this and see exactly how they behave compared to the count that we discussed. But really, until we start to break back above some of these levels, we need to be aware that this can just continue to break down. Now, like I said, this 1606, we've technically come into the zone already. So a common area is this 1.236, which is this 1387 to this 1266, which is a 1382. The 1382 is the most common area for these as flats. But once we start getting down to that lower level, it becomes more likely actually that, you know, possibly we are already just looking at this as a diagonal or something to that effect by the time we start breaking down there. But we'll have to see what reaction we get to the upside. Now, this is a C wave, like I said, would be in 5 waves, and then we'd look to continue down. Now, that would just mean that within this whole move here, that we actually still within this 4th wave, and the 4th wave target area was here towards this 3968 to this 3203. That's a typical zone, so we didn't actually reach it. So this is why I'm thinking there is still potential here that this whole move could be a corrective structure before looking to break down at a later date. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below, and also in the description you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.